Hi, I'm Dr. Elliot Adam from ElliotOracle.com. I'm also the author of the award-winning Fearless Tarot, How to Give a Positive Reading in Any Situation, and the upcoming Tarot in Love, Consulting the Cards and Matters of the Heart. It is time for this week's Oracle Reveal. So earlier today on Instagram, I placed up a photo of 3 different animals, and I asked you to use your intuition and just ask yourself, which animal is calling to you? Because that animal has your message. And the 3 animals were the stag, the bat, and the crab. So if you're just joining me right now, ask yourself which animal is getting caught in your head, because that animal has your message. For those of you who picked the stag, the card says leadership. And stag is all about taking leadership, taking responsibility over your life, where it's heading, and taking charge of it. It's too many times we're hoping or wishing or waiting for something to get better. A lot of times this animal archetype will say it's time to step into your power. There's also a regal bearing with the stag. So this could be a time to step into your own regal bearing and to handle things with a dignified approach. And so I just think taking charge, taking things in a more proactive vein are going to be so helpful for stag this next week. First card for stag is where it's best to place your focus. And we actually get the Hierophant card. The Hierophant is the one who unlocks the sacred. He's the teacher of the tarot, and he indicates that you as well have a sacred mission. This could be a time to grab the keys and unlock what's sacred for you. Sometimes we're handling a problem, a challenge, something so difficult, so bigger than us, that we feel overwhelmed by it. And the Hierophant is reminding you to tap into your spirit, to tap into your higher power, whatever you're praying to, or maybe even just your ancestors and their example in order to meet the challenge at hand. When I couple the Hierophant image with the stag, I really think it's so important that you step into your spirit and that you take things in this higher vein, this sense of leadership. So Hierophant could just say that it's time to seek the sacred. Second card is advice from your inner wisdom, and we actually get the Knight of Swords. And the Knight of Swords is racing ahead on his horse. He's not paying attention to where he is or even where he's going. He's just in hot pursuit of his desire, of his goal. And a lot of times that Knight of Swords will come up when you're rushing through life, when you're not being present. And that Hierophant card could tell you it's time to tune into presence and plug into your source, plug into your spirit. It's also time to feel life right now and not just race through it as a series of automatic episodes that you're just kind of swept into. The Knight of Swords will tell you to slow down and also to be kinder to yourself. The knight is riding this horse, and the horse is looking up at him in horror. It's going as fast as it can, and the knight is just brandishing the sword and saying, "Go faster, go faster." That a horse can represent your physical body, and the knight can represent the cruel taskmaster within that is pushing you on to greater heights or to do even more, even when you're exhausted. So this might be a time to unplug for stag this next week and to get back in touch with source. And it's also time to be kinder to your body, kinder to yourself as you're pursuing your goals right now. And the mythic archetype that could help you with this is actually Selene. She's the goddess of the moon. Selene could indicate that it's time to tune into your intuition, your instincts. But most importantly of all, the moon is a symbol for our authentic self, the deeper part of ourself that is something that transcends our image or how other people see us. And Selene is calling you back to yourself, to your true authentic purpose. And she's also calling you back to your spirit. And so I just feel like there's a lot of hustle and bustle around stag, a lot of stresses, a lot of demands maybe accumulating at this time, and you just need to unplug. You need to get back in touch with your intuition and get in touch with your center. That's really going to open things up for you. Second, we have the bat animal, and this card says adapt. And bat is all about transformation. Bat can also represent hanging upside down, which is sort of akin to the hangman card. It's like getting something to turn on its head and looking at it from a different perspective. And bat could be saying that this could be a time to allow transformation, sometimes by making a sacrifice, allowing life to go upside down for a little while, enduring the discomfort of that in order to come to this breakthrough. And bat can also just be a symbol for death and rebirth and renewal, letting go of that which you've outgrown and then embracing the new. First card for bat is where it's best to place your focus this next week. And we actually get the Knight of Pentacles reversed. When the Knight of Pentacles comes up reversed, he could indicate that you've been stuck and now it's time to get things moving again. Of all the knights in the tarot, the Knight of Pentacles is the only one who's on the horse that isn't moving forward at this time. He can also be a card of managing your expectations. Sometimes he'll tell you when he's reversed not to borrow trouble, not to think something's going to be much worse than it actually is before you've experienced it. It's also interesting, we got a reversed card, and they're a little bit more rare for me because when I do reversals, I only turn about 3 cards upside down in a whole deck so that when it does appear reversed, I know it's important. And it's coming up right after I'm talking about the bat hanging upside down. So I just kind of feel like a different perspective is needed, especially when it comes to your expectations if you pick bat. The second card is going to be advice from your inner wisdom, and we actually get the Queen of Pentacles card. And the Queen of Pentacles could be coming up for you to indicate that this is a time to stay focused on the work at hand, despite your anxieties. The Queen of Pentacles is in her garden, and all is coming into bloom over time. And so this could be a time where you're patiently looking at your goals and your successes, and you're really not letting that anxiety distract you too much. Queen of Pentacles is just telling you everything is going to arrive in its proper time, and so it's important not to get too frustrated with what you're seeing on the surface right now. And then the mythic archetype that could help you if you pick the bat is Hera. She's the queen of the gods. She's also noble and dignified. Hera is the part of ourselves that is attached to our sense of duty to what it is that we're here to do, and really staying committed and focused with it. So this could be a time to be unrelenting toward your goal and not let distractions pull you off course. And then finally, we have the crab, and his card says defend. And crabs have little pinchers, they can defend themselves and also wear the armor. So this could be a time where you're a little bit more sensitive. We are in the astrological sign of Cancer as I'm recording this. So this could be a time where emotions are running a little bit higher. And yet it's also important that you're defending your feelings, that you know that you have a right to have them, and that you're also being protective of yourself and putting down boundaries with people who may not be respecting those feelings. First card for crab is where it's best to place your focus, and we actually get the Nine of Pentacles. This is a card of wealth, security, and stability. And the Nine of Pentacles could just indicate for you that this is a time to focus on what you're trying to manifest. It's also a card of patience. Whenever I see the Nine of Pentacles, it says you are absolutely guaranteed to have a major success. Whatever it is that you're working on is going to work out. And yet there's that little snail on the bottom of the card, which can represent slow movement and patience as you're waiting for something to come into being. Even the falcon on the card, which is normally known for its speed, is hooded and restrained. So there is this sense that you can't rush ahead right now. It's still taking its sweet time. Advice from your inner wisdom is actually the Death card. And death is indicating that this is going to be a time of major transformation. The success that you're awaiting is going to come, but first an ending must take place. Something must be given up in order to make room for all that success. So death could be asking you, what are you hanging on to from the past that you're resistant to letting go of or transforming? Because that's actually holding up space for something even more wonderful to come to take its place. So death could be a time to surrender and to allow that transition to happen. And the mythic archetype that could help you with that is actually Apollo. He's the god of light, music, divination, prophecy, and he puts things in that larger context. Apollo could be indicating from afar that the transformation that you're undergoing, even though it looks difficult on the surface and presently is a challenge, is going to lead to a really great result in the end. And the inner wisdom for you is to allow change. And if you do, you're going to have success as a result. And that is this week's Oracle. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, you can always schedule a reading with me one-on-one at elliotoracle.com. Otherwise, I hope you all have a safe and happy week, and I will see you again here next time, so take care.